friends, Happy New Year. Welcome back to Beth's Books. This is the first video of the year, which I am super excited about. This is a bit of a book haul or a bookish haul of things that are reading adjacent, book lover adjacent, that I think were super cute. A lot of this was gifted over Christmas. Some of it I bought with my own money, but basically everyone who knows me that wants to buy me gifts at Christmas knows that it fail safe is anything book related or reading related. This year I've really been trying to emphasize buying books secondhand, lightly used, or going to kind of thrift them, which with new releases that's obviously quite hard, but I think there are a lot of books in the backlog that I want to read that can be readily found if I just go looking. I think this is the year that I've gotten gifted the most accessories in terms of bookish presents, which are super fun because I think the last accessory I got was my personalized embosser that I can stamp inside of every book. I would say that was the most personalized up until this point. Lots of bookmarks always. You can never have too many bookmarks. I'm someone who has about 8 books on the go at all times. It's a sickness, I know. You have bookmarks, stickers, 3D printed gadgets, and books. But let's start with the books. We're gonna start off with one that I am particularly excited about. This was not gifted to me, I bought this myself, but it's because my friend Kat took me on a book crawl, which was very fun to look for like thrifted books, secondhand books in an area of the city where there's a much denser population of thrifting books. The city I live in is very spread out, and so sometimes it's hard to get to multiple stores in a day because it's such a wide city, but if you can get those little centers where like businesses have congregated, you can go for a little walk, a cute coffee. This was right before Christmas. We had like a little dinner, and it was really sweet. So I got What the River Knows. I am sure I would mispronounce this author's last name, so I don't want to be respectful, but I have just started reading this actually in the new year, and I'm already hooked. This deals with ancient Egypt. Well, it's set in the 1800s, but it has to do with, there's like a slight magical element that's taking you back to the time of Cleopatra and the late great dynasties. And that is just something, I feel like I read a lot of Greek myths, if you know me, a lot of Roman myths, but Egyptian mythology is something that I really enjoy. I studied a little bit in university, but it just feels like that age of the golden explorer where people were just flocking to Egypt and a lot of their goods were looted and taken, that really robbed the collective community of learning from that history. This is trying to recenter the dynamics of people trying to do good and evil with the various laws of Egypt in that time when it takes like a month to get a letter across the ocean, right? So our main character is Argentinian and she travels to Egypt to find out the answers to a mystery and meets a lot of characters along the way. So far, yeah, I'm enthralled and I can't wait to finish it. But yes, because it was thrifted, I think this was like 20 bucks, which is a lot for a thrifted, but this is a fairy loot book. And I will say everything nowadays has a sprayed edge, but really pink, beautiful sprayed edges. And these are actually hieroglyphs that you see in the story, like it's illustrated inside of the book. Then you get this beautiful, reflection. Yeah. Some crocodiles. We got our scarabs, of course. Also very fun. And just some more interesting artistry. I love when things are so colorful and when the pictures tie in different elements of the actual story into the artwork. And so, yeah, special editions are something that are very, very expensive if you buy them full price. Even just a regular hard copy. It's like, if you have that budget, sister, go for it. I personally do not. And so I was super happy to find this one. Another one that I found, actually, I forgot about this. This counts as a book, $12. So a little bit cheaper because they get the kind of overflow stock. I bought my first Myrtle. Listen, if there's one thing about me, I wouldn't necessarily say I have an ego, right? I do have an academic ego though. And so I opened this up being like, I do Sudoku, I do XYZ, and I did not know how to do logic puzzles. I had never attempted it before. I start filling out the boxes without reading the instructions because that's what weak people do. And I didn't know that only one person can be in one place with one weapon at any given time. That like you can't. So I was sitting there with like 2 boxes filled in, and I'm like, this is so infuriating. I'm on the easiest puzzle, and I don't have enough information to solve this puzzle. it was humbling. I had to go back and read the instructions. They're so fun. I've actually been doing them mostly online. I took this to Australia and New Zealand, and it really got me through long plane rides. But that just jogged my memory that I also bought this on that trip, which counts as a book, right? It's a book, even though it's puzzles. Then I also bought Not Another Love Song. I have never read a Julie Soto book before. The one with the flowers on the cover, I was super intrigued. I tried to buy that on Kindle, but again, I got this for like $10, which was super sweet, and I thought I'd give it a try. I do have a hard time sitting down and reading contemporary romances, mostly because I just don't care enough. Like, it's not, romance isn't like enthralling enough unless it's super tropey. Like, if Elsie Silver drops something, you best believe I'm reading it. But in terms of just a general fiction, I don't know. But I was raised by a musician, and so reading the synopsis of these two characters being different chairs in an orchestra, I just thought that was really interesting and could be gripping enough for me to sit down and read. I will say I haven't reached for it in the last couple weeks, but also romance is more just called to me at the summertime. Okay, now you're not allowed to yell at me. Promise? I bought this book before I knew things. I do think the use of AI is problematic in the publishing industry, especially the use of it by authors and how other authors' work is used without their consent for large language learning models. So I don't know what to do. I'm going to leave that to smarter people. I did buy this. The third book in the Magnolia Parks universe by Jessa Hastings. I have seen both arguments, right? Like Jessa Hastings defending herself for good things, like with good reasons, but also you would do that if you were kind of caught out in the wrong. I know a lot of people are very upset with her, so I'm not quite sure. If I did buy more, I would buy them thrifted, secondhand, or something that feels slightly more ethical, only because I'm not sure what to do with that. And I think sometimes that's okay to not know. So, despite the controversy, I very much did love the first Magnolia Parks. I'm halfway through Daisy Hates right now. I did kind of hit a lump. I think I just read the two too fast, but I was fascinated by the universe, the way that they describe fashion, and the way that this weird, like semi aristocratic, but also celebrity, also mob boss type life intersects in London, I thought was really interesting. These characters are terrible, terrible people, right? Like, it's so, so messy. And I think that's what I really loved about the first book. And the second one kind of pissed me off a little bit, but then it has kind of like the mafia element to it, which I grew up reading Wattpad in 2014, okay? This one's a bit of a chonk, but anyways, I am excited to read it. We'll leave it at that. I don't have the answers, but I am excited to read it. This one I don't think technically counts, but I'm going to include it anyways, and I'll tell you why. I lent a book out like 2, maybe 3 years ago, and it's by one of my favorite authors, and I just forgot to ask for it from my friend, and it had been so long that this feels like having a new book because it's by one of my favorite authors, and that is Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This is the last Emily Henry that I have to read of her released works. I bought this like a year after it came out. I wasn't super intrigued by the premise, but I love Emily Henry books. And then I lent it away, and then I'm probably going to save this till the summertime, but this feels like I just got a new book for my collection, and I set it upstairs beside all my other Emily Henry books. So I am really excited about that. Then lastly for the books, my mother-in-law gave me The Giver of Stars by Jojo Moyes. So I've never read a book by her. I see them everywhere. Also, you can never go wrong when something's a Reese's Book Club pick. I very much love Depression era America. Well, sorry. I love stories from Depression era America because growing up, my very favorite American Girl doll was Kit Kittredge. If you know, you know. This is embarrassing. Growing up, I told my mom I too want to wear potato sack skirts because that's what Kit Kittredge wore, and she was really cool. She was really fiery. She wanted to write for the newspaper, and she had a typewriter, and she also wore potato sack skirts. And so I thought that's what I need to be a girl boss. And I was fascinated by Depression era America. Anyways, this also follows a bunch of women just their lives, which I do love. Anything that's collective experience for our female kind that connects us across time and space and through different storylines, I very much appreciate. Oh, that makes sense. I can't read that book, Me Before You. That will make me cry. I've seen the premise and I don't want to see more. But that's why I've been seeing her name everywhere. That makes sense. But write some strong women going through hardships and coming out more resilient, and I am there. All right, I don't mean to shock you, but this next thing you're about to see might be the most incredible gift I've ever received. Listen, I think I'm looking at you, but I'm actually looking at the ground right now. And now I'm looking at you. Can you see my eyes? Anyways, so I could talk to you like this for a while. But my friend Faith gave me these glasses, and they're for reading lying down in bed because the lights are pointing down. So like I go like this and I'm reading a book here. I could literally be reading it like this. This is incredible. And she got them for me and my friend Willow, and we were just sitting there laughing for like half an hour trying to look at each other and text each other on our phones. But quite incredible. Oh, there you are. I didn't know this was something in my life I needed. I always thought it was a gag gift. And for lying down flat in bed, it's actually a lot of fun. I will say I always read decently propped up, like with pillows behind me, usually on my Kindle too, which, you know, is so light you can just like hold it right here. But this is incredible. Like, come on. Oh, it's ruining my slick back. And then Bestie Cat, who took me on that book crawl, we love her, also got me these really cute stickers from Indigo. And they're so sweet. Crying over fictional characters, easily distracted by books. Listen, you dragon girlies would love that. Morally gray is my favorite color. And the colors in these ones are so girly pop. I love them. Then my best friend Willow got me a bunch of little charms. I don't know how best to show them to you. So like basically it's giving Zeus. This is like a little plug for your charging port in your phone. So basically you take your phone and you stick the little plug in, and then you've got a little charm. So cute. And why these relate to bookish things is because a lot of these remind me of the SJM universe, which me and those two friends that we were doing Bookish Christmas with is just such a pivotal story in our lives that we just love so, so much. Throne of Glass especially is very, very central to who we are as people. So thank you, Willow. She also got me these beautiful acrylic bookmarks that have real flowers pressed into them. And I'm pretty sure she said these are our birth flowers, but I can't remember because I'm pretty sure Daisy is April. That would be July then, I think. But just super, super cute. I love these. Another bookmark my mother-in-law got me. I don't know why I did that, like Spider-Man. My mother-in-law got me this cute little magnet clip-on. It's leather, and it has, for a second I was like, oh no, personal information. It's going to tell you my name. We've been knowing my name. And also Daisy. She said this was my birth flower. Pop off, queens. Like, everyone, that's so sweet. It is April, it is a daisy, and I used to have a little teddy bear growing up that had like daisies stitched on its stomach that my grandma gave me, I believe, because those are my birth flowers. But anyways, and it's so cute. You just flip it over the page. Done. Personalized anything is so sweet. Now, the next thing, my brother-in-law made these. I have a bit of a gummy obsession. Just the sweet kind, not the fun kind. And so I love gummy bears. And he made me this little bookmark, and it's gummy bear. So he 3D printed it, and you know, you just like slide it over the page, and then you've got your book. I suppose I could show you. And there's just a gummy bear sitting on top of it. How cute. I love it. Then he made me little nunchucks. Except they're not. You might know what these are. If you're reading, you put this on your thumb, and then it holds your book open. It's like a book page kind of thing. Because if you're reading, especially I read lying down, this is a great angle for you to understand. You're there, and look, it holds it up super easy. Your book's not collapsing, and you don't have to double fist it. So, well, all right, that was everything that I got for Christmas to do with books and everything. Super excited to read these new books, use all my little bookmarks and personalized gadgets. Sometimes I think expanding on books as a hobby is a really fun way to keep interacting with them, even when you can't read for endless hours a day. Incorporating them into the stickers that you have or the clothing that you have can really send a message about who you are and what you love. I have made a lot of friends, believe it or not, over my bookish tattoo. And so I think it's really fun when you can spot an ally, a girly out in public that has like a bookish tote bag or something like that, and you can talk about the most popular books at the moment. It's just a really fun culture, and I'm so happy to be a part of it. I'm so thankful for everything. And I think I'm going to go start reading some of these books. So I will see you in the next video. Happy reading, Happy New Year, and I will see you later. Bye. You better be back.